Hi, and welcome to Rudy Zissou's Science Fantasy Experience, and to an episode of Ere We Go. Well, it is October, and I've just finished my Morkanaut, so I figured why not just do a video for October? And then I thought I could add a couple of Deff Dreads to it, you know, they're all heavy support, so let's get into it. So here we go with some Deff Dreads and the Morkanaut, and then there's a little bit of a surprise at the end. Because I've just finished something. Well, I say finished, I've made a start and finished that aspect of it. So here we go. My first Deff Dread. This was the model that I very first made when I got my Start Collecting Orcs pack back in December last year on Christmas Eve. When I opened the pack, this was the one that I wanted to make straight away. It just looked like such a fun build to do, and it was. It was incredible. And subsequently, it was the first model that I actually ever painted. My first model since 1990. So yeah, I just went all in and just did as much weathering as I could and tried to get it as grimy and as dirty and as oily as possible, because that's the theme of my horde that I'm creating. Done in the Goths faction, and I've got to tell you, doing checkerboards, learning to do checkerboards was an absolute nightmare. I first went in with like marker pens and fine liners and a Sharpie, and then when I started putting the washes on, it literally just took them all away and made them really dirty and muddy, which is not exactly what I wanted. So I went back and did some practice runs and got checkerboards that I'm much more happier with. I know they don't need to be perfect, being that, you know, Goths just paint them on anyway, but I got to a place where I was happy with them. And all good Goths need checkerboards. Well, all orcs need a little bit of checkerboarding, don't they? But yeah, as you can see, I've tried to make it as grubby and oily and mechy as possible. I want a really mechy army. So yeah, he was the first one I did, and I put two Deff Klaws on there, and I put a Rocket Launcha and a Skorcha, just so I've got a mix of short range weapons and long range weapons and ones that do instant hits. So yeah, he was the first one I did. I also added a bit of typhus corrosion onto the face, just to give it a bit more of a textured, starting to bubble up and rust look. So yeah, it's just, for my first one, I was pleased that I hadn't forgotten my painting skills. And now with all the washes and the tutorials that you can really get some quick and easy results. And here we have the second Deff Dread that I did. Here I went for a full-on melee weapon, 4 Dread Claws going on there. And as you can see, once again, I just layered up with plenty of Agrax Earthshade to get that oily look to all the metal and the botched together bits that orcs like to do. And these were so much fun to build. You know, all orc vehicles and walkers and machinery is so much fun to build, and you don't have to be perfect with your gluing. I know if you're building Space Marines up or Primaris, you want to get as clean lines as possible, but you can literally just glue away and not be perfect with orcs, because they're not perfect, they're just literally thrown together. So yeah, I'm just getting that extra little bit of bits and pieces that really bring a model to life. Yeah, and as I said, I literally just finished my Morkanaut, so I've got to be a bit careful, because I think some of the Grelin Earth is still wet. God, he's so big, he barely fits in the camera. So yeah, once again, I'm just going full on as many washes and weathering and scratches as possible. I want to look like they're absolutely battle hardened with scratches galore. And just that dirt, all that grime building up on the power cables. Yeah, hoping that the Grelin Earth starts to bubble up. I've got to be a bit careful there. I'm going to get paint smudges. But yeah, he's the Morkanaut, because I've put a custom force field up on the top, and we've got 2 twin Big Shooters going on, and we've got rockets. We've got the Klaw of Mork, and then we've got the Skorcha. I've actually glued my doors together because it was a bit loose and they kept on flopping open, because yeah, usually you can have those open and really kind of create a lot of bits and pieces. I guess you could probably magnetize these bits and pieces if you wanted to get a different weapon going in there, perhaps, you know, a real heavy shooter or blaster going on there. So yeah, this was an absolute joy to build, and as you can see, I've not kit bashed anything. I've left it as completely as the model goes. So yeah, that's my Morkanaut. Yeah, and as I said, I've got a little surprise. This next model is going to have its own video, definitely, and I don't even know if he's going to fit in, because he is an absolute beast. That is the Stomper. As you can say, I've just finished all of the scratching and weathering just to start to make this behemoth come to life, and I've just tried to see just a little bit of undercoating to see how my wiring is going to work. And I thought the Morkanaut was fun to build, but this was incredible to build. It was so much fun. It was really difficult to build, actually getting bits to clip in and getting all of the DACA on here to stay together. And do you know what I wish I'd done is I wish I'd painted a couple of the bits and pieces before I glued it all together. I feel like I should have perhaps painted these tiny little bits there. I'm going to make it really difficult for myself later when I come to start doing the more finer details, but I don't mind. It's all the fun of the hobby, you know, just you get enjoyment out of the difficulty, and when you look back and you create something as incredible as the Stomper. So yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying on with this guy, and then, as I said, I'll do another video that really showcases this guy and work out the right camera angle so I can get it all in shot. So yeah, there's have been my Deff Dreads, my Morkanaut, and a little bit of the Stomper. All for October. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Whoa!